Hi, I'm Niels,
Hi, I'm Ronnie.
and this is our first YouTube video. To be honest, we don't even have a clue about what we're going to say. It's kind of a podcast style video. We don't even know. At least we're just gonna start our YouTube career or YouTube journey. And it's like everything in business, I think. You just have to start and figure out what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and what the results will be. And that's, I think, our entire story. We started Lultex about 1.5 years ago, not even knowing what we were going to do. We wanted to become a marketing agency for construction, and in the end, we're now a production house running major productions in Belgium and advertising for some major clients. So I think we'll just talk a bit about our story, how we got into entrepreneurship, how we met each other, just so you get to know us a little bit better. And from there on, we'll see what happens with this YouTube channel. I'd also think we should document a lot of our work.
The projects we are doing, how we are feeling as a person, because I think that's something we spend a lot of time about. And I think that's maybe even the most important thing, because you can achieve all your goals that you want, but what person are you becoming in the process, and are those even the goals that you want to achieve? So yeah, maybe that's something we can talk about a bit about. And then something else I want to share is the past 2 years there has been a lot of shit like we felt really uncomfortable with, like even including this. It's not easy. It's not something we're like, oh, let's make a YouTube video, but we feel that in order to achieve our goals, this is just the next logical step, and we can postpone this for years if we want, but at the end of the day, who are you fooling? Like yourself or other people? Because why would you spend years trying to delay something that you want just for the sake of other people's approval?
Yeah, for sure, and that's the entire process. I think we should document more. We've been spending 1.5 years running this business, or running. It hasn't been a business up till now. It was just us running from shoot to shoot, trying to
Yeah.
get stuff done. It wasn't even a business, and now it's really starting to become a business. And we've evolved on an emotional, personal, business level, like we didn't even expect to evolve in this way. So I think we should talk about all of that, but maybe we should first tell a bit about ourselves, because we're diving very deep right away. Um, yes. So in 20, I don't even know what year it was, but we were 16.
Yeah.
We wanted to start our first business. I came from a background where I have been spoken in to become an industrial engineer, make my career there, and live my 9 to 5 life and get into the circle of life, let's say. And then I met Ronnie in high school. I don't even think we were best friends right from the start.
No, it took some time.
It took some time, but then you told me to read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
I read that book, and Ronnie always told me there is so much more out there, entrepreneurship, and I was just like, nah, that's a fantasy. So I read that book, and it completely shifted my perspective.
That was like the first seed, I think, for every entrepreneur. If you read that book, you're like, it's not the best book, like theoretically and all that stuff, but just for planting the seed, and you will start to think about it and get more and more, and you're like, oh, maybe there is a way, or maybe we can create something of our own.
Especially at that young of an age, I think 16, 15, I think I was 15 when I read that book. Yeah, that's a mind shifter. I mean, if
Yeah.
you're 25, maybe another book would be better. But at that age, man, that was,
But even if you still want to start, I would still suggest
yeah,
it.
for sure. It's a must read. So I read that book and decided, oh yeah, we should do something. And I don't know, it was at school, we were like, we were starting to design stuff in SketchUp.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about, let's do a summer bar. It was like during a class.
No, but first it was like the festival, or was that after the high school party we did?
No, that was after. We first
Was
did,
it after?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we did yeah, we were talking to each other during class and told each other, let's do a summer bar. And we looked at each other in the eye and said, like, yes, let's do this summer bar thing. So we started calling people, hitting up people on LinkedIn, trying to figure out, okay, how are we going to get in touch with those big brands?
Yeah.
We got some major deals with like Pommery, Red Bull, whatever, that were ready to help us out and give us brand materials. So it was crazy. We were so ready for that project.
We even made our own sketches of the whole summer bar. We had the furniture that was like not on order yet, but basically on order. So everything had been planned out till the detail, and then
Our little friend COVID hit, and we were hesitating. I was more leaning towards let's cancel. I think it's too risky. You still wanted to continue, but in the end, we still decided to stop, which
Yeah.
I still convinced it was a good idea because everything and like events and stuff was closed down during COVID, and it was still a. I think we underestimated the financial impact it would
Yeah.
have had. Because I mean, we were 16. Of course, we still had so much to learn. So okay, that was that story. Then we went to university. During.
we did also a traject
Oh yeah, true, true. We did a student
course.
entrepreneurship course together where we met some amazing individuals. Thomas, one of them. I'm sure they will see it
Yeah.
on this channel.
He's been our fixed photographer. He's the best guy we know. He's also one of the few people that actually during the whole process that we were launching our agency, like we called him up even where we're like completely broken down and we're like, "Oh, we want to give up," basically crying. And he was like, "No, keep going, try this, do that. Buy this equipment, go to these people." He has always helped us and he's the best guy we know.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, we did that with him. Then university hit. I think first year I had some very bad habits or thoughts. I don't mean like they went apart from each other, but we drifted apart a little bit. And then suddenly it was like, yeah, shit, I can't continue university like this. I had like eight failed classes. I was like, yeah, I need to get my shit back together. Decided, oh yeah, let's do something. Started reading again, creating good habits, removing bad ones. Then you went to Canada,
Yeah.
and during your time in Canada, I bought Ayman Gadji's course.
Yeah, I bought the course before, and I did that in my first year here at Leuven. So I was kind of trying, or yeah, it was most of the time trying because I wasn't really successful at anything back at that time. But yeah, it really sparked the idea, the interest of like, okay, you can make money online, you can build a business, but what skills do you need and how do you get those skills? How do you get in contact with the right people and that kind of stuff? And it helped a lot, honestly. It wasn't the only thing. If we look back, like, would that have been enough just buying some course? I wouldn't say so.
No.
It-
For me, the course itself, I mean, the content in it is great if you want to get the basics done. If you want to become an expert, you're not going to get there with the course. But it helped me start. It taught me the principles of mindset even further and helped me take action. And yeah, you spend €1,000, so €1,000 is not nothing. So you want to get that €1,000 back ASAP. And then I called you up. I said, hey, let's start something. We both wanted to start for a very long time, but like here in Belgium, you have legal stuff, and we couldn't put our home addresses as our business address. So
Yeah.
then we decided to start an LLC, which mitigated the risk of failing the business, let's say,
Kind of.
kind of. And then we decided, okay, let's do it. We didn't even know what we were going to do. We knew it was marketing,
We didn't have a name, we didn't have,
nothing.
like, no shit.
And then when you came back, I think we went to all the parties involved, started thinking of a name, which
But
Roldex were still very.
How did it went again? Like, I came back and then what was the first meeting we had?
I have no clue actually.
I completely forgot.
I think you drank too much in Canada and I drank too much in Belgium. we don't remember. But yeah, I mean, let's say we went to the accountant.
Yeah.
He was our first point of contact, I think. And then we also met some legal people and then the notary drafted up everything, thought of a name.
Made our business plan that was scrappy.
Scrappy. It was like, okay, if we have this much clients, we're gonna generate this much revenue, and we're having this much return on ad spend, and we're having this percentage of the ROAS, and that's a revenue. Um, we bet our financial plan actually. We're ahead of our financial plan.
Yeah,
If you
that's
look
true.
at the financials.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I'm deviating from the story, but yeah, we started the company. We thought of a name. We with AI, we had name generators, and then we were like, we need a meaning behind it, and
Mm.
then the Lotus Plans is the meaning of a new beginning. We were
Yeah.
like, yeah, let's make a new beginning, and then we always have been fascinated by luxury and luxury side of things. So we said X is more exclusive than an S. So then it was Lotex Agency.
But to be honest, we've tried a lot of stuff and a lot of it has failed actually.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just part of the process, I guess. It's never something you just start and then that one thing is the final and best thing. It's always you start somewhere, you take a few steps, you get better, then you fail, but you already increased or took those 3 steps. So the next time you take those 3 steps at once and then you go way further. And I think that's how everything works.
It's always like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and that's how I felt up till now. And sometimes it's even 5 steps back, and then you need to take a bigger leap and make 10 steps ahead.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel like when we talk with people of our age, they're like, "Oh, it's so easy. You have everything figured out. You know what you want. You have these big goals. It must be easy, right?" I'm like, "You have no fucking idea what shit we have to deal with on a daily basis and what goes wrong. What is." There's like so many things that happen at the same time and it's all your responsibility. Like we cannot blame anyone else. At the end of the day, it's like us, like we're both in it against the world basically.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. And then, yeah, that's exactly the same thing. We started as a marketing agency for construction, thinking everything was gonna be amazing and we were gonna scale to 50K a month in no time. And then
Yeah.
reality hit, and we didn't even know what marketing truly was. So we started diving deeper and deeper, trying to figure out, okay, what's a framework that works here? And then I went on an incubator in Portugal, went through the entire lean startup model, so customer validation and stuff. And then I came back, I told Ronnie, okay, we need to go on a customer validation journey. So we started cold calling people, which was again out of our comfort zone.
And terrifying. It was the worst actually.
Yeah, that was terrifying. But we got some meetings. I think we called 100 companies. We got like 20
I think
meetings.
even more. I think even more companies.
Yeah, maybe. But we got like 20 meetings and just went there and asked like, okay, what is the thing you need? How can we be a partner of you that is going to solve a problem that you truly need to be solved? And then we heard like, okay, yeah, maybe video, maybe photo, a couple of times, and we drove to MediaMarkt.
Yeah, I
Went
think the
there.
same day. Yeah.
I think there was like 1,200 euros on the bank account. Went in there, okay, which camera can we buy with this budget? We bought it with a kit lens, and then
We bought that camera actually.
yeah, this one. It seems all fancy now with the big lens, but the lens is 6 times more expensive as the camera. And then even in the store, we called up Thomas, our big inspiration guy. Like, hey, which SD cards do we need in this camera? Because we had no fucking clue.
Yeah, like we didn't knew anything. Like there are 3 basics in camera. There's the shutter speed, the aperture, and the ISO. We had no fucking clue of any of them. Like it took us months to figure out what an ND filter was.
Yeah, we had no idea what cameras were and how they worked. And that's when Lotex was born. The vision was to stay in construction. Right now we're still even struggling with that. But at least we're shifting towards bigger productions or doing bigger productions, because we saw like, sure, the smaller projects are fun to do. What time is it?
We have a meeting in 10 minutes.
Okay. Sure, the productions are fun to do and the run and gun style is fun, but it limits your creativity. And as creative entrepreneurs, you want to have full expression of your creativity.
Yeah.
And that's what you get when you do bigger productions, which comes, of course, with more stress, bigger budgets, more people involved.
But we can't say, like, we had to go through that process. Otherwise, it would have never worked what we're doing right now.
No.
And we have called people literally like, please, can we come and film with you for free? Like literally offering our services for free, and people would still say no.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it was the worst time ever. But you keep stacking it time after time, and again, every time you get a little bit better or you learn about this, and then, yeah.
Yeah, I think most people underestimate business. They think it's just service delivery and that's it, but there's so much more to it. It's price setting. It's probably the most important aspect of business, because your price can indicate a perceived value. If you set your prices too low, your perceived value may be very low and people will think your service is bad. Then set too high prices and that's maybe good. You get big clients, but then you need to deliver on your promises.
Yeah.
And price setting is, I think, the basics, and everything around that is about you becoming better and growing in personal, emotional, and business ways. And that's something we had to learn and are still learning. I mean, we haven't figured out everything yet. We're still on the growth process. We want to grow this company. And maybe that's a good time to transition to what our vision is with this company, because we always said this isn't our end goal, this is our cash cow, and we want to explore new business models, new businesses.
Yeah.
And we always said Woltix agency is the start and Woltix group is the end goal.
Yeah. So the reason why we're starting with video and marketing is we want to know what is the mechanism behind every business, that if we basically buy any business that we would want to acquire, just implement all the systems that we have learned with ourselves and with all of our clients, implement it in the new business that we buy, and then launch these businesses. That is basically the idea.
Yeah, that's great how you tell it, and it will be so much harder to execute. Probably.
Yeah, but that's everything.
Yeah, it's true. It's just taking steps, risking it, and I think that's the big problem nowadays. People are so constrained by a reality created for them. They don't dare to create a reality by themselves. And
like even for us, like we have took on work that we had no fucking clue how to do or how to start. Like even for big brands, for Ford trucks, we had never done an interview.
No, and we just went out there, bought lights, searched till 3, 4 a.m. in the morning. How do we do an interview? Went there, did the interview, and sure, the first one wasn't good, second one wasn't good, third one was a little better, fourth one was way better, and now we're 50 plus interviews ahead, and we know how to comfort people, make them stand out behind the camera, or in front of the camera, actually.
We have our biggest supporter here.
Supporter, taking a picture of us.
Ja, sfeerfoto's op Instagram, dat is dan ook oké om je?
Ja, tuurlijk. Heel veel plezier.
So yeah, I think we explained quite a bit of our story, and as our first YouTube video, let's maybe wrap it up.
Keep it short.
Keep it short. This is our story, and it's not ending, it's to be continued. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Should we say like the basic stuff, like subscribe and comment, or
no,
are we
fuck
just
off.
gonna say, hey, this is our story, if you enjoyed it, please come back for next time.
Like we don't even have an idea if we will put out more videos or how this journey will go, so maybe just say see you in the next one.
See you in the next one.
Bye bye.